I hope you all can see my screen. So in the previous session, what we understand is like on what is in a storage account, right? This one. No. Can you?
Yes.
We try to understand what is in a storage account, how we are going to create. So let me try to take it forward. When you create a storage account, what are the resources we are going to get? When we create a storage account, right? What are the resources we are going to get? Any idea? Any idea what are the resources we are going to get in a store? Did I discuss that?
I don't think so. Like you might have discussed about the storage account, but not about the resources we will get.
Okay, fine. We'll see that now. So just a second. 0, 1, 3, 6. Fine. So you all know one of the basic service. Let me go to my subscriptions. So you all know the hierarchy of your subscriptions, right? What are the hierarchy of that? Okay, you all know right now. When you are creating account, right? What is the hierarchy in Azure accounts level?
You have a root
Account subscription. Sorry.
Okay, account subscription. Then
we have what is that resource group? Under that, we can create a storage account.
yes. So I don't know why this is not open in the right way. Let me try to open. Okay, now, so how many subscriptions we have at this particular moment in this particular account is one subscription. There is a pay as you go model, right? So I'm on a account admin. Okay, I'm an account admin, so I can do anything. Okay, we'll try to look at in a tomorrow session, IAM, like how can we create a different users, how can we assign the permissions to them and all. Okay, we'll try to look at. So as part of this, we created yesterday one of the, previous session, like one of the storage account, right? If you're not, okay, let us create it. When you're creating a storage account, what are the inputs we have to get? Which subscription you want to create and which resource group. If you don't have resource group, you can try to create one resource group. Okay, we can create one resource group. In that, you can create a storage account. When we're creating a storage account, what is the name of the storage account? Make sure that when you're creating a storage account, it should be unique name. Okay, when you're creating a storage account, it should be unique name. Why? Because going forward, okay, we can try to create a static website on it as well. Okay, that's why what we do is we try to create a unique name. Let us say I'm trying to create DevSecOps. Okay, DevSecOps. Okay, hyphen, let us say, okay, 20 December 23, something like this. Okay, so we are going to learn DevSecOps going forward. Okay, security is also one of the major concern every organization looking at. So we try to look at an DevSecOps 23, December 23 kind of one. Okay, the unique storage account I'm trying to create. If you try to create only DevSecOps, right? So see, this storage account name is already taken. Someone already created it. If someone already taken, it will not allow you to create. So what I'll do now, something December 23, something like I'll try to create so that, okay, it is a unique name. So it is allowing us to create. Okay, once you specify that particular storage account, okay, there are two types of storage account here, standard and premium. Okay, we have a standard and premium. So if you look at like premium, why we use is recommended for scenarios that requires very low latency. Low latency means it will give you very fast. Okay, access would be very fast. And when I say standard, yeah, please mute yourself, please. When I say standard, most of the scenarios will try to pick up this and try to understand this particular one. LRS I have taken as of now. What is LRS? I'll try to explain now. Just review it and review it. It is validating the inputs, whatever you're given. If it is valid, it is going to create. Right now, see, it is deploying. Okay, fine. I'll let it create now. By the time we'll try to understand what we have done now. Okay, what we have done now. So the PPTs and all already we have prepared the content and everything with a day wise. Okay, I mean the week wise topics what we are going to cover. So today you'll get all these PPTs and okay everything to you in your inbox. Okay. So first we are trying to understand is a storage account. One of the very useful service. Most of the times we use this service in our environment. So one of the important service in Azure. So when I create a storage account, you will get these four resources. These four resources by default you will get. So what are those? File storage, blob storage, table storage, and queue storage. Right? We discussed right last session, this one. Okay. So we call this blob is an object storage. Any object.
I think that's the type of the storage. While creating the storage account, we'll be specifying the type of storage, right? Don't we?
Type in the sense we can select, but okay, if you look at here, so let me try to walk it through.
No, can you go back to the storage account creation page?
Yeah, we are going there. If you look at here, when I try to create a storage account, you have an option which tier you want to select. Okay, if you look at here, whether you want to go with a standard or premium.
It does not have the type of storage account like blob or files. Okay.
Yeah, I'll come to that. Okay, if you look at here, the okay, what when we have to select standard or premium based on what kind of data you want to store. Okay, if you look at here, what they are saying, determine whether you want to have a premium performance for the blob, file shares, page blob, storage account. Then you can go with a premium. Otherwise, most of the time you go with the standard. So let me come back to you. Okay, we'll try to discuss each and every topic over here. So when to use Azure blobs? Any particular object you want to store, any particular object you want to store, then we can go with a blob storage. Okay, if you want to share the drive between a Windows or Linux servers across your account, any other machine, suppose let us say Windows, your laptop. Okay, you want to share all your employees' laptops. Okay, some important drive. where all they can see their policies and all. In that case, you can go with an Azure policy files, right? File storage. Let us look at blob now. Then we'll try to look at one by one next. Okay. So if you look at now, is this storage account created? See, it is deployment is successful. Go to that particular resource. Yes, it has created DevSecOps December 23 kind of a storage account. What is that? What is the resource group name? Which region we deployed? Which subscription? What is the subscription ID? Okay. You can see all the performance type. One of the important thing is replication. So we have selected LRS, locally redundant storage. What we have selected LRS. There are four types of different redundancy we can give. Why we require a redundancy? Any idea why we required it? If you select a storage account to create, we have multiple options to select here. Okay. So if you look at here, there are some around 4 options: LRS, GRS, ZRS, ZZRS. Any idea why we required a replication?
High availability.
For a backup.
Yes. Any other reason? If you have multiple regions.
If there is
business.
failure in one region, then we can have.
Yes, yes. If anyway failure in one region, you can access it. Suppose you have a business in multiple locations. Okay. In that case, you want to sync the data. You require the same data in other region. Also, you can use it. The first option, if you look at here, LRS, locally redundant storage. It is one of the low cost option. Okay, basic protection against server or rack and drive failures. Recommended for non-critical usage. Any particular data you are storing, if it is a very critical, can I go with LRS? So they try to maintain the redundancy, but same data center level, same zone level. Okay. If something happen on that particular data center, that will create a problem. Right? Now you have a GRS, geo redundant GRS. So it is one of the best option. Okay. It is an intermediate cost. It will try to the secondary region. Okay, we can try to maintain that. So, okay. If something happen on your primary location, you can also get the data from the secondary region. ZRS, zone redundant. I hope you know what is the region and zone, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So the geo zone redundant option will get the combination of both GRS and ZRS, recommended for critical data. If any critical data you are storing, so that is a recommend. Fine. Most of the times people will go with an LRS. If any very important data, they will go with the GRS data. Okay. When you are selecting GRS, you have to select what is the other region you want to replicate with. Okay, fine. I'll go to one of my storage account, what I created some time back. Okay, this is a storage account. If you observe here, right, if you observe here, the blob service, the blob is nothing but object storage. Any object you can store. Any object you can store. The object is nothing but It could be file, video, audio, anything. You see here, containers, file share, queue, tables, 4 options we got. Okay, 4 resources we got. In the containers, you can create a blob storage. In the container, you can create a blob storage. If you look at here, we can create a container. Let me try to create one container, my first container. Okay. If you observe here, the options. Okay, we can try to encrypt, enable versioning. Okay, let me try to create this container first. Okay, the first container is created. In this container, you will get a blobs. You can store data that we call the blob. If you look at when I'm trying to upload any particular object, okay, you have an option called blob, page blob, append blob. Blob is nothing but all your objects. You can store any object. Page blob is nothing but your disks. If you are storing, if you want to create a local disk, hard disk kind of, you can go with a page blob. When I say append blob, you can store any logs, application logs, server logs, any particular logs you are storing, then you can try to use append blob. Most of the times nowadays, right, application logs we are getting to analyze that we store in the append blob. Any questions in this? In the block storage, page blob for disks, append blob for logs, blob for objects. Any object you can store, the object could be video, audio, pictures, PDFs, anything. Log, what is log? If you look at, I'm trying to open a Windows. Here in Windows, I'll try to look at event logs, okay? Event viewer. In a Windows, we'll try to look at as an event viewer. These are all the logs, okay? There's an, okay, let us say Windows logs. Let us say application logs. What is the application? If you have installed any application on this machine, you can see all the logs of that. If you look at security logs, system logs, this operating system related log, some are warning logs, some of the errors, information, it could be anything. These are all the logs. Okay, Windows related, you have logs, in Linux related. Suppose you install any application, all the logs, if you want to store, suppose you want to store these logs in the Azure storage account. What is the option? What is the option to store? Append blob. Why we need to store the logs? Is there any use case? Is there any requirement? Guys, please. Speak up.
What was the question?
Why we need the logs? Is there any requirement?
Why do we need logs?
Is there any specific requirements, use case?
Yeah, whenever there is
Okay.
anything failure, logs will help us to guide where exactly it got failed.
Correct. So if something happened, let us say your application is working very slow. There is issue with your application performance. Okay. You want to monitor, you want to look at why it has happened. Okay. Something went wrong. You want to look at logs and you can identify what is the issue. Okay. Let us say you want to look at an application logs. Okay. Why it is performing very slow. Is there any errors in that? These are all information messages. Okay, fine. If you have any errors, if you look at security issues, if you have any, see, so you can try to look at, is there any security related issues? Okay, in the system, if you look at, there are some warnings are there. What is a warning? So you can try to utilize, you can try to send these logs to regularly we try to send the security logs, application logs, all these logs to our storage solution. In future, if you want to audit that, if you want to, okay, look at what went wrong on that particular day, so you can try to utilize those logs and you can try to analyze the issue. Okay. So fine. So we know that.
So in the priority level, like it will be like low, medium, high, or
Yes, in the operating system logs, okay, are basically if there is an issue, suppose you can give the error. If you look at, there are some errors also there. So what is the error? Okay, so this is a Wi-Fi detect virtual adapter. There is something issue. Okay, so then it has shown as an error. Information means you can just, it is information, you can ignore it. When you are troubleshooting something, if it is information, you can ignore it. If you have anything errors, security errors, anything, you can try to concentrate to resolve that. Okay, that is on a different subject like altogether. So let us not go into that now. So as of now, what we are trying to understand, if I want to store any objects in the blob, there are three types of blob. Blob used to store any objects. Append blob store logs. Page blob for disk. Any doubts in this?
No.
Right? Let us try to upload some object on this storage account. Okay, so simply what I can do is I can go to the container which I created. I created first container. I can have an upload option. Right? I can either drag and drop or I can try to browse the files. Okay, let us try. Okay, request ID access from something like this. Okay. 1 second. Is there any other thing we'll try to? Okay, something. Okay, we'll try to select this particular CV. Okay, we have done upload. Okay, we have uploaded this particular CV. Right. So you can try to look at when it is modified. If you look at it, there is a heart. Right, there is a heart. What is this heart? Let me try to show you again. Let me try to upload the content.
I have a question. So when we upload, it is going to identify on its own whether it's append or other type of blob, or we have to specify it while uploading.
Yeah, we can specify it. Okay, we can specify whether it is on a page blob, append blob, or what kind of. But okay, we can automate that. Okay, by default it will go to blob. If you look at here, access type, there is a hot, cool, cold archive. Right? There are different archive options. I might have given an example with the YouTube, right? If you observe YouTube, let us say you released a new, okay, something teaser kind of movie teaser kind. Right? So there's a lot of people will try to go and look at that particular day. But after 1 month, okay, let us say movie release. If will anyone go and look at the teaser? Very rare, right? Yes or no? So let us say after 1 month also some people are watching. After 1 year, will anyone watch the teaser?
You want to search it, sir.
Sorry?
We want to search it.
It's very rare case, right? So people will use very rare case. So YouTube don't want to maintain all these such videos in the hot is a bit costly solution. Like something SSD disks. Okay. If it's a so based on the frequency, how people are accessing. If it's a frequently accessed videos, they maintain in hot. Non-frequent access, they maintain in cold. So will anyone monitor this and move from one storage class to other storage class like hot, cool and all? Is that possible? No, that they'll do automation for that. If any particular object, a video object, if it is not frequently accessing, hey, move to hot to cold. Right? So now tell me when to select hot, when to select cold, cool, cold archive. What is archive? I'll try to explain it. But you tell me now, with your understanding.
Hot is for optimizing for frequent access and cool is for infrequent.
Correct. So when to select hot? If your data you are frequently accessing, you can select hot tab. If your data is not frequently accessing, you can select either cool or cold. Archiving is nothing but just you look at right in your your laptop, your hard disk is full. So what you'll do? You cannot delete it. Let us say it is an important data. You cannot delete it. In future, it may be useful. So what you do is you cut and paste it in some external hard disk, right?
Yes.
You do cut and you paste it in external hard disk. If you want to get it back, you have to attach an external hard disk and restore it to local, then you can use it. Archive is same thing. Archiving is nothing but cut paste data. Okay, it will take some time to restore it. If you want to, okay. So very rarely if you are using the data, sometimes what happens, you are working for a company like Vodafone, Jio. So if they want to get a license from government, AT&T or what, if they want to maintain that license agreements, right? They have to maintain some around 7 to 8 years of their data securely. So, but will they generate any business from that old data? Will company get any revenue from that old data? No.
No.
So what they can do is they can store the data in the archive solution. Whenever any government agency is required, they can restore it and they can give it. So they are not going to use the data. They are not going to access the data. Very rarely, once in a year also they don't log in. They don't get that access. In that case, you can use archival storage. Archive storage is basically very low cost. And rarely, very rarely, if you are using any data, you can archive it. Is that clear? What is archive?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me try to walk you through again. So when you are trying to create a blob storage, so yeah, before going to blob storage, I'll tell you there are 3 different types of like replication mechanisms we have. One is local redundant. Same data center you maintain that particular data, right? So LRS, ZRS means zone redundant. So within the region, you have multiple zones. You are making sure that my data, whatever you are maintaining, that will be replicated to another zone. ZRS, okay, it is basically synchronized between different region, secondary region. Now tell me which one is costly, zone redundant or geo redundant?
Your identity is class.
Q.
Ideally, geo redundant is geo redundant is a costly because zone means within the region, geo means they are copying the data to another region. So definitely there is an additional charges for this particular one, right? Okay, fine. So
Is it
now,
not GZRS?
yeah, I didn't compare, right? As of now, I compared with zone and geo. Okay, now tell me geo and zone. Okay, geo zone. Which one is costliest?
GeoZone is the cost.
Geozone.
So basically, what is availability you are giving and what is on our replication mechanisms based on that. Okay, there is a charges will be applied. Previously, we used to have RAs, ZRS, but nowadays they are not giving. You can ignore these particular features nowadays. So redundancy, we know that, right? So the data is replicated across the zones or across the regions. Okay. So we'll try to look at an
GZRS once again, please.
ZZRS means combination of Z. Combination of Z means what? Across the
Geolocation.
regions. Z means what? Across the availability zones. So they copied into, okay, it is a combination of these two. Okay, they maintain in another data center as well. They copy to another region as well.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Got it.
Yes, yes. So if you look at blob storage, what we understand now in the blob storage, something this went wrong. Actually, I don't know how. And I'll fix this and share it to you. So if you look at like when to use blob storage, the blob storage, you can store any kind of object. Right? So what are the use cases? Most of the times we go with a blob storage. What are the use cases? Storing files, video, audio, okay, any. Suppose nowadays, right, data engineering. Suppose you want to get a lot of data and you want to analyze that. Where you want to store the data first? In the blob. From there, you have different DevOps, like data engineering tools or data warehousing tools. They try to get the data from blob and they do analysis on it, analytics on it, whatever. Right? So how that they'll get a unique name for that? Every object has unique name. So how they are getting is with the account name blob. Okay, so that okay, you don't get any object is not having duplicate. It will get a unique name. Why? Because we already have a storage account is unique. Right? So what we will do in the account, we'll create a container. In the container, we have a blob. Blob level, you can store images, pictures, anything. Right?
Right.
So
I
we
have
have
it.
a yeah, right.
So, however, the cost difference will be high for hot and low for archive.
Mhm.
In this manner, same as will be a cost difference between blob storage and blob append and page while we are selecting.
No, it is depends on size. How much data you are trying to store. It depends on size. Okay, how much data you are storing. Okay.
Okay.
So if you look at
Sorry,
now,
sir,
yeah,
can you please explain that a blah blocks is there? So, what is the initial data is providing? And append and block also has something minimum or maximum data will be storage will
there's
be there.
unlimited data. You can store unlimited data.
Okay.
You can store
But we are
unlimited
storing,
data.
so we are the saving the files in the block or the append and block. So in this sense, you are telling to same as per storage, then will be store in the append block or blocks. Okay, then how
Yeah.
can I find out the some low storage and the large files? I have the movies or some I have the some project movies there. So at the time we are storing append block or block, right?
Hmm.
So in this sense, some Excel file also large file is there. So we wanted to store in append block.
By append blob, what we discussed only logs, right? Not for Excel
Okay.
sheet or not for movies, right? So where we'll
Okay.
go with blob. When to choose append blob? If there is a log, okay. Suppose
Okay.
you maintain some logging mechanism in your account. All the servers logs we want to push it to one storage account. When you will push it in that case, create a container. In that you try to create a append blob. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Every day you have some PDFs generating. Every day there are some okay, every day there are some PDFs or something. Okay, some pictures are generating. Let us say you are working for a company, like if someone taken a
Yeah.
selfie and send it to you and you modify that and you are resending them. right? In that case, what is the storage selection you do? Blob. All the pictures where you store in the blob.
Blob.
Right? So now we understand that what is the blob? For large object doesn't use for random read and write operations. Files that are read from beginning to end. So basically, any media files, images, anything you can store it. Whereas page blob for disks, if you want to attach a disk to your server. But the olden days, like in a previously when Azure started, okay, they used to have a page blob only, but nowadays that is not case. So page blob they are not using for actual server creation. We'll see why it is useful then. Okay. So what is the append blob used for? For logs. Disk page blob is for disk. Disk level, you see in my hard disk part I'm storing. That is up to you. Okay. So what are the tires we have? Hot, cool, arcade. Now tell me when you use hot, when we use cool, when we use arcade.
The regular users for hot.
Frequent access for hot.
Then if we saw in hot, if I store, I'll get very fast access. Then why have to store in cool or arcade? I can put it everything in hot, right?
Budget issues.
Pricing, correct. So if you store it in archive, you'll get less charge. But okay, access would be late. Right? So how the pricing will come? What is the volume of the data you stored per month? Type of operations we perform, number of operations performed, data transfer cost. Okay, the selected data redundancy option. If I select GRS, you'll get more bill than LRS and ZRS. Right? So I'll try to remove all this stuff and I'll send it to you guys. Okay? So when come to the hot, when we use hot, frequently accessing data. If you are frequently accessing data, then you can choose hot. Right? When you are choosing cool means what? When you're choosing cool means what? Infrequently accessing data. Infrequently accessing data, you can choose for cool. How can I delete this one? Right click. Delete cut. Okay, where is the cut option?
Select the box, just delete del from keyboard.
Delete, right? Okay, fine, done, super. Now what is the cool? Cool is basically infrequently accessed data, whereas archive rarely accessed data. Right? So infrequent invoices of, see, most of the times what happens nowadays, once you book something, right? You'll get an invoice link. Okay, hey, go and download invoice link by clicking this particular link, right? You might have observed that. Right? If you purchase anything, they'll send you a link. Hey, go and download your invoice from here. Where they store? The cool store. Okay, just you can go and click on it, it will try to download. You don't download again, right? Once you purchase a product, you try to download initially and you save it in your local PC, mobile. And whenever you require again once in a year, if you want to get warranty something, then only you download the invoice. So such kind of invoices, okay, they'll store in the cool. As I told you, one example like archive, like your mobile recordings. Companies will try to store in archive whenever they're required again. Very rarely. Any government agencies will ask, hey, these recordings we required from this particular time to this particular time for this number, right? Any inquiry they want to do, then only they'll try to ask you for such kind of recording. Then you can go with archive. If you look at, if I store it in a hot tire, if I delete now itself, no problem, we can delete it. But when you try to store any data in the cool, you have to store at least 30 days for that. Why? Because they are giving less cost. If you delete it now itself, they'll charge you for deleting charges also. You have to store minimum 30 days. Okay, it's a low cost solution. Okay, so you have to store at least. Whereas in archive, how many days you have to store? If you want to get the data, it will take hours. But okay, that very cheap solution. Okay, but you have to store minimum 180 days, around 6 months. You have to store at least 6 months. Why? Why? So they suppose you purchase something. Okay, you purchase something. You say that okay, like every month I'll take. Okay, give me certain discount, right? They'll ask you, hey, at least you have to take 1 year. Every month you have to take 1 year. Then only I can give you for this discount, right? So here also they are saying same thing. Hey, you are getting very cheap solution, fine. At least you store 180 days. Okay, that is the condition they kept. If you delete before that, there's a deletion charges also applied.
Sorry, what is the benefit for them? Like, I mean, it is benefit for the Azure, sorry, for Microsoft, right? If you are not storing.
So basically, if you store, then only the bill will get generated, right? How much data you are storing, how much utilizing your resources, according to that, they'll get generated bill, right?
Oh, okay. So, okay, sorry, it's based on the data they are going to charge.
How much data you are storing, how many days you are storing, according to that, okay, the bill will generate. So what they are saying now, hey, we are giving very less cost storage comparatively in your data center. When we are giving that low cost to you, you store minimum 180 days in that. So see you. Yeah,
I thought that it is unlimited data storage. Did you not say that it's unlimited data storage? Sorry.
Yes, unlimited, but there is a charge will apply. Yes, unlimited.
It's based on use. Okay, sorry.
Yes, you can store unlimited data, but there is a bill else also according to that. Okay, okay, the proportionally the bill also will generate, right?
Got it.
Yes or no?
Got it. Thank you.
We'll move forward. So there are also, when you look at a storage account, we observe that there is a standard and premium storage account, right? Did you observe that when we created a storage account, very first option we observed that there's a standard and premium accounts. You want me to walk you through again? Okay. If you look at when you're trying to create a storage account,
in the
you have you have an option called what kind of storage account you want to create. Either it is a premium, whether it is a premium or standard. So you can select on a premium, fine. Recommended for the scenarios with required low latency, very fast you want access. In that case, you can go with a premium. Right? In the premium, you can select whichever you require. When I say block, you don't get in this storage account, you don't get any other type like file storage, page blob. Okay, only you get block blobs. You don't get file share, queue, table. No. When you select on a premium, what kind of storage type you want to get, either blob or file share or page blob. If you look at now, I'm trying to say blob with an LRS. Okay. Now you try to review. Oh, required information missing. Okay, fine. I think we have not given certain basics. What are the basics? Okay, what is the storage account you want to use? What is the storage account name? Okay. DevSecOps. Huh? No, we can select based on our requirement. File share, I want to create a file share. I want to create a page blob. I want to create a block blob. I want to create a block blob. Review that now. Now, when you are creating when you created storage account previously, by default, you have got all 4 options. What are those? File, queue, table, and blob. When you created this, a premium one, you can select which you want. Either page blob means you'll get only page blob. File share, only file share. Blob, only blob. Right? Okay, if you look at now, the storage account is getting created. Okay, let it create. Just okay. Now you see it is created. If you go to that particular storage account, see, is there we have only containers. We don't have any file share, right? You don't have any queue, table. You don't have only blob. In that you can create a containers. In the container, you can try to upload your data. Now tell me, in the blob, how many types you have again?
Three.
What are those?
Yes, append, blob, and file.
Yes. Page blob, append blob, and blob. In that blob again, how many storage classes we have? Or is okay, data classifications you can do. Hot, cool, RP. Now, so let us go to our previous storage account. We'll go to previous storage account. We have a container. In the container, we created one first container. In that, okay, we have uploaded some object. If you look at this object, you can go to end of the object, or else we can try to go here. See, there is a certain options you have here. Download if you want to download, if you want to view, if you want to properties you want to look at, generate SAS. Generate SAS means shared access storage. If you look at that, it will generate one link. Okay, with that link also you can try to open that particular CV. Okay, you can try to specify how many days. I'll try to discuss this in next session. Don't worry about this. So if you want to give access to any particular one, you can use this SAS. If you have versions on the file, same file, if you uploaded multiple times, okay, it will try to maintain the versions. As of now, you don't have any versions. Okay, you can see all these options here. You want to delete, okay, create snapshot is nothing but backup. Create snapshot is nothing but backup. Okay, we'll see that. Now tell me, there are 2 types of storage accounts, standard and premium. So standard is managed by magnetic disks. That means the performance is not that expected. It will work fine, but okay, it will any operations you require. It will take some time to respond it. Whereas premium, it will be solid state disks. They are maintained with solid state disks, SSD. So the access will be very fast. Right? So when to use virtual machine, when to use standard, when to use premium. Okay, so you can try to look at. Suppose if it's good for virtual machines and workloads that has low latency, enterprise access, especially if you are using for big data, data analytics, right? If you are using for data analytics, they required a very fast access to the data. They want to analyze the data. So in that case, you can go with a premium. Okay. Clear? So is that clear now? What is the standard? What is the premium? When to use which type?
Yeah.
In the premium, when you select, you have an option to select only one particular type, either page blob or append blob or file share. Okay. So when you're trying to select a premium, you have an option. Either you want to go with a page blob or I want to select a blob. That's up to you. Okay. So I'm not going to teach, I'm not going to take sessions on table and queue at this moment. Okay. So we'll try to look at an appropriate time. So we'll try to take a file share. File share, I can say simply you can try to create a one, okay, small size, and you can store it to multiple VMs. It could be Windows, Linux. Okay, file share can be created and share it that to Linux or Windows machines. Okay, either you can select a Linux or Windows machines, anything. So you can specify an on-prem. On-prem means on your data center, they used to create an NFS, network file system. Whereas in a cloud, you can select on a file share and you can share multiple VMs. So what we'll do now is we'll try to create your account tomorrow with Azure. So we have to carefully use this. Only 1 month you'll get. Okay, the storage, whatever the Azure account you will create, they'll give you 14,000 credit or $200 that will get expired in 1 month. So tomorrow we are going to create an account with an Azure. I suggest generally, if you have multiple people are working together, so one person create account and create a IAM users, okay, individual user accounts and share it to them. 3-4 people you try to work together. So that month, all the 4 people can use. Next month, some other people will create and share it to all rest of the 3 members. Such a way, you can efficiently use your credit card for 4 months. 3 to 4 months, you can try to get it. Okay.
What is IAM users? Can you explain it? Like how is it going to work?
We'll going to look at tomorrow. We are going to add users. Let us say in your organization, you created an Azure account, multiple people you are hiring. Like, okay, one is an administrator, Java developer, or a testing team, a lot of teams you are hiring, a lot of members are. So what do? You cannot share your root accounts to everyone, right? So what you do? We try to create individual user accounts to them, and we'll try to give permissions based on what is their option, right? What is their plan?
So it works on SSH keys.
SSH keys for what?
Now, how do we connect from different machines?
Yeah, we'll share a network share kind of, we call.
Okay.
We'll try to look at network over the network. We'll share it. Okay, network drive we call. Okay, in a Windows we call it the network drive. In Linux we call it the NFS, network file system. If you look at in my Windows PC, there are 2 drives. See, this is a local network drive. It is all deleted now, but that's the way you can try to create network drive. Any questions?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
We can upload different type of objects, I mean files in our blob, right? Containers in that. So is there any maximum amount of size of a single file that we can upload in there?
I think there is a 5 TB limitation.
Yeah, okay. We can upload a 5 TB of single file. More than that, we can't upload it. And one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Hello. I think.
Are there any minimum amount? I mean, like there is a fixed
No,
number
there is no
of
such.
containers.
There is no
No,
such
containers
minimum
or
amount. No. There is no such minimum amount. You can upload 1 byte also, 1 byte file also. Some
no.
simple note.
I'm asking about. Is there any fixed number of containers that we can create in
No,
single?
no.
Okay.
So any questions you can ask me. So okay, we'll take any question here now. So I think very simple, straightforward, right? Storage accounts. Do you feel any difficulty in this?
No.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you gave an example for AT&T, like for the first month they have some usage with the data, and later they're gonna no use of data. So first one we can change store in the heart, and the next one we can move it to coal, or
That's all up to you. But generally, okay, like, sorry, can you please come again? Question.
is there any
Sorry.
option to save like for the first few months in the heart and again to change it to cool like that?
Exactly. That kind of requirement you'll get it from client.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So what they'll say is, hey, I stored some data. Okay, there may be a chance first month everyone will use that. After 1 month, no one will use that. Can you make it automation? Hey, in this particular storage account, if anyone, okay, if in this particular storage account, first month make it as in a hot, then archive it. Okay, that we'll look at tomorrow. Okay, that kind
Okay.
of request also there. So most of the time, that kind of request you'll get. So how to do that? We'll try to look. That is
Okay.
automation project.
I have a question, Raghu.
Yes.
So if it's a healthcare domain, so like how will the data be stored in the like blog, or like it will be in the archive?
Ideally, if it is in a health related reports, you can store it in the the blog in the hard one for sometimes. Let us say, okay, in your medical report, you said that hey, we scanned and we stored in the location. This is the link. You can download anytime. So first month, what you do is they might try to download multiple times to visit doctors. So what we do is we try to maintain in hard. After 1.5 months or 2 months, they may not utilize that medical records regularly. You can archive them.
So
Or
it
you can
will,
write
or
it.
it will like automatically it will change into append like yearly checkup like that, right?
We have to set up a mechanism that can go into archive or cool. We'll see that how to move automatically.
Okay.
Let us say YouTube level every day there lakhs of videos are uploading. They're all not frequently accessed. So if you look at the mechanism, if these many a lakh records, videos yesterday uploaded or 1 month back uploaded, they're not frequently accessing anyone. So move it to archive or move it to cold. So okay, it takes some time someone to access it.
So we'll
Okay.
see the difference.
Sorry?
So we can see the difference, right? Like by changing the access tab.
Yes, yes. It takes some time to get that. Right? If you store in your local laptop, you can access very fast. If you store in your external hard disk, right, it takes some time, right? You have to attach that the external hard disk, then only you can access it. So there is some time it will take. Archive also same thing, it will take some time to get that. But it is very cheap, so it is very less cost. Any questions? Is there any monthly payment systems to how to code? No, all together, whatever you utilize the resources, you'll get consolidated bill, which it will say, tell you, hey, this storage is this much cost, this is the VMs, this much cost. That's kind of weekends. Every month, billing cycle is every 1 month. Okay. Billing cycle is every 1 month, you'll get invoice. Okay, if you get that, we can show you here. Okay, let me go to the subscription here. In the subscriptions, you can see next month the billing cycle here. When it is going to next month billing cycle. What is a the billing cycle details, current billing period from 11/23 to 12/22. Every 1 month you will get that too. Okay. So guys, I'll wind up here. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start our active lab sessions. So we'll try to help you to create an account, Azure account tomorrow, and we'll do all the practicals from tomorrow onwards. Okay. You'll get this PPTs, lab documents, everything today with recordings and tomorrow onwards we'll have a lab session. If no one have, if you don't have any questions, we'll wind up here. We'll meet again tomorrow same time. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope it is. I hope it is storage account creation is very simple in the Azure. So we started with very simple service and very useful service in our market now. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you.